My name is Ryan Conroy. I'm the president of the Historical Society of the Phoenixville area. There was estimated about 700 to 1,000 men and women that went overseas during the war to France and Belgium and Germany. The uniform that's right behind me is a typical Doughboy uniform that was worn by a man from Phoenixville who was a bugler in Battery C of the 107th Field Artillery by the name of Malin Miller. As you can see, the uniform, he has a patch on his shoulder here, which is the red keystone. That signified that he was a part of the 28th Infantry Division, the Pennsylvania National Guard. And in here is a very recognizable piece from World War I, the Doughboy helmet, which was copied off of the British. He has the red keystone painted on the side of his helmet, which would have been done after the war. The Homefront was changed pretty dramatically when it comes to the amount of men and women that were serving overseas. There was a lot of loss of workers in the Phoenix Iron and Steel Company that had to be replaced temporarily while these people, citizens, were serving overseas. And this here is a footlocker that belonged to Lieutenant Walter Edinger, who served in the 111th Infantry from Phoenixville. Walter was actually killed in action during the war. He was one of the first of 31 soldiers that died during the service from Phoenixville. This would have been sent home to his family with his personal belongings. The VFW post in Phoenixville is named after Walter Edinger. And here is a service flag that would have hung off of a porch in Phoenixville, signifying that there was 2 service members from their family that were in the war at the same time. Here are some photographs of my great-grandfather who served in World War I. He was severely wounded in France, but made it home safely after recuperation in a hospital. And these are some other photographs of Phoenixville soldiers and photographs of the Battery C Armory. And those who stayed home were parts of organizations like the Red Cross, the YMCA, and the Salvation Army. And a lot of the women that were a part of the Red Cross here provided a lot of clothing that was hand knitted. These here are a pair of wool wristlets. This is a great example of an item that would have been made by the women of the Red Cross in Phoenixville. And they're real heavy wool, and this would have been a very valuable item for the soldiers. And here is a very desirable book that was published by a man who was actually from Phoenixville who served in Battery C of the 107th Field Artillery. As you can see, the name of the book is called Service with Battery C by David Garber. This book is a history of the Phoenixville Company and all what they did overseas and the battles they were in, including a lot of great photographs. In the 1970s, the armory on Main Street, and that was for the 111th, was actually moved out to Rapsdam Road. That armory still exists today and is an operating unit, and that unit actually served in Iraq and became the Civic Center right around that exact same time, and of course is currently the same thing.